Make sure it's good. It's holding the fulcrum plates in there, okay? I could have pulled the whole guts out, but I didn't want to. Important, you have a spacer in here. Do not lose that. I'm going to wipe it off real quick. Give me 1 second. Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you all for being part of it. Today's going to be a shorter film because it's an extra video this week, and I wanted to show you something that I ran into. So we're going to get on it right away because I want to be able to do part 2 of the Swingaxle video. And I even appreciate you IRS guys watching these videos because every view helps with the algorithm to keep me doing videos. So let me show you what's going on here. Let me just get your attention for a second here. Do you remember VW Trends magazine? It was away for 16 years. Well, in spring of 2021, VW Trends came back into existence. So go down into the description below and subscribe to this great magazine. Now, if you recall, in the last episode, I had a heck of a time getting the side cover off. I even cut the film down so you weren't bored too long. This Bowden tube has probably been in there for 60 years. I lubricated it, heat was pounding on it, and it broke off the side cover. Well, wasn't that fun? Usually these side covers will tap off pretty easy. They're only held in by an O-ring and they're really not that bad to get off, but mine was struggling. I had a heck of a time. And when I finally got it off, I had then noticed that the bearing had come off with it. Now, this is a 50-50 shot that these bearings come off. Usually they will stay on, the carrier. But I did show the struggle for it, and that's what ended up. So we need to get this bearing out of here without damaging it because I like to keep the original German ones if possible. So what we're going to do is show you how to get this bearing out safely without marring it up or having any issues, and we're going to install it back inside the transmission so it's inside of there. So let's do it. So what I did do is I bought some brass punches because I couldn't find mine. These are really not cheap. I got these ones through Home Depot, and here are the sizes that come in it. So you have your 1/8 inch, 5/32, 3/16 quarter, 5/16, and 3/8. You do want to use a brass punch to take this bearing out. I'm going to show you where not to hit it. So when you're trying to take this out, you obviously are going to come in from the other side of it, but I'm going to show you something that Brian was talking to me about. You don't want to hit it on this here, okay? You want to try to get it as close to the outer edge as possible so you don't ruin the bearing. This bearing is in very nice condition. So before we put it on to the carrier inside the transmission, we're going to clean it up, grease a little bit so it don't have a dry start when we do start using it. So let's go ahead, flip it over. I'm going to bring you in close. So what we are going to do is take a couple little blocks of wood, put them under the ends. This side cover is destroyed because of the Bowden tube that broke off. But I got another one I'll show you in a minute. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to show you where to hit so that you don't ruin that good German bearing. Okay, let's get a flashlight here. Now this here, the bearing that spins, the inner race, you do not want to beat on that at all. So you're going to try to go as close to the edge of the housing. I'll put a picture up in a minute here. And that's where you're going to tap it all the way around evenly. And hopefully it comes out without a lot of hassle. Now make sure you put the blocks of wood on the outer lip here, okay? Do not put it like here where you're too close, because if it moves on the wood, you're going to be beating the bearing against the wood. So keep it on the very outer lip. So I'm going to put it there and there. I got to position myself to where I'm not blocking you. Hopefully you can see pretty good there. And then I'll show you the new one I got. Let's see what size I want to use here. I'm going to use the 5/16 to get inside of there. All right, I had to put some all the way around it because I just realized it started tilting the opposite direction. So hopefully this isn't hard. Let me get in as far as I can inside. Move it this way. This way. Let me take a peek. Didn't start moving yet. At least it don't look like it. Okay. Probably pressed in there pretty well. Oh, it ain't moving at all. How nice. Try again. These are brass, so hopefully it ain't mooring it up. See, and we're coming. You can see here it's starting to move up. There was the line where it was. Just take your time. Don't rush anything. This might be it here. I think it might be it. Let me check. Almost. Almost. Resecure it, or I should say rebrace it. Wink. All right, so I do see a couple marks from where I hit it. And what I'll explain here is I couldn't hit this part, which I wanted to, but I definitely didn't want to hit the inside one because it would break it technically. It spins very nicely still. I'm going to just give a light scuff to these on this plastic, but it spins very nice still. It didn't push anything in. You can't get to this part, this outer lip, because it's buried inside here. So you absolutely cannot hit it. And I didn't want to put any type of puller on the inside of this because it would just be pulling on this inside. So it did mar it up a little bit, but as you can see, spins very nice. There's no problem at all, but I am gonna go ahead before we put it in the carrier and just smooth that out a little wee bit. Okay, I contacted my transmission guy, sent him a little video before I do anything, and showed him a couple little marks on the plastic, and he said, spin it, and I did. Spins very smooth. He said, drive it like you stole it. I want to take some sandpaper and just clean up these little marks. Just makes it smoother. I wish there was a way of getting to the outer part of the bearing, but unfortunately there's not. But you don't want to hit the inner race, you know, is what I call it. I'm not a bearing expert, because you don't want to have it come apart. And there's probably a different tool that gets them out of there. There we go. They're smooth enough. Ain't sticking out like no edges. But when I do put it on, this is pretty big, my hand, it spins very smooth. So nothing was buggered up. As I told you before, I like to leave everything in my videos. I just wish there was a way of hitting it from the very outer edge. And sadly, the way that's set up, there's just no way that you can get your punch inside. When you get it in there, you can't get it inside up into the outer part of it. It's really hard to describe what I'm trying to say, but I think you get the point. So let's clean it up here, and I'll show you the replacement cover I got. I use this non-chlorinated. I'm not a chemist, but it's supposed to be safer to use, so to speak, what have you. I'm using a soft bristle brush, just something like you'd almost brush your teeth with, so you can always use an extra toothbrush that you're never going to use in your mouth again if you need to. But I just want to clean the old poo-poo out of there. Now that's if this comes off. Now you can, when you pull your side cover like I did, go ahead and if you really want to remove the bearing, that's up to you to see what kind of condition it's in. Okay, you can see, no problem. Okay, now what I am going to do, let me blow it off a minute. Hear it in the background. All right, let's wipe it off. Because I'm going to do something here in a moment. There we go. It's nice and clean inside and still smooth. Now, just like a car, when you're changing your oil, you don't want a dry start. Like some guys, if your oil filter is faced in a vertical position, you fill your oil filter up and then thread it on. So when you start your motor, immediately you have oil going through it so you don't have a dry start. So what I'm going to do with this bearing is get a little bit of grease in there, spin it around a couple times, repack it lightly. You don't have to go crazy with it. That way, when you put it in there, you don't have a dry start out, so to speak, with the bearing. It'll already have grease, and then it'll vanish once everything starts flowing through there. So let's do that. So I'm just going to take some ball bearing grease, and I'm going to get it down inside of here. We'll do that, and we'll keep spinning it around. So just take it and just get it down inside of there. Once we do, we'll spin it so it goes around the whole ball bearing inside. So, I mean, it just gives it that lubrication it needs before it starts spinning fast. Can't hurt to do it. It's just like when you pack anything else with grease. Okay. I'm going to put my hand in here and just spin it around so it gets into all the ball bearing. Oh yeah, it did. We're going to push some more in there. Give it another spin. I'm used to sticking 2 fingers through a wheel bearing. I got to put my whole hand through this. There we go. That should be good because it's kicking it back out. Spin it one more time. There, feels good. Feels good. Long as you can see it on the ball bearings themselves when you're spinning it around, then you've got the grease all the way around the balls inside of it. And now we're going to go over to the carrier inside the transmission. Now, let's take this off of here. Just trying to protect everything. Wish there was a way of me cleaning this out better. But I'm going to run new fluid through it for about 100 mile and then just drain it out. To me, that's like flushing it. So let me tuck my little Home Depot bag in. If you remember, we talked about that in the last video. Take my Home Depot bag, my clean Home Depot bag. Yep. Make sure it's good. It's holding the fulcrum plates in there. Okay. I could have pulled the whole guts out, but I didn't want to. Important. You have a spacer in here. Do not lose that. I'm going to wipe it off real quick. Give me 1 second. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spray some cleaner on the rag itself and just wipe this off. Just trying to clean it up where it seats in case there's any debris on there. But it seems okay. All right. Now, whatever you do, make sure you do not forget this shim. You will be in a world of hurt. I'm actually off camera, but you can hear my big mouth. I'm putting a light coating of grease around it. I don't have no gear oil. I forgot to buy some, which is okay. I'll get some GL4 online. All right, we are going to put our little lubricated washer on there. Or I should say shim, not a washer. Brian warned me, do not forget to put that back on. It's one of the first things he said. So I'm going to take some grease and I'm going to put it around here just to hope it'll pop on a little bit easier. Feel for any rough edges from pulling it off, but I don't feel any of that. Okay. Alrighty. All right, I got to back you up a little bit so that you could see what I'm doing. Now remember, when we took it off, it looked like this, okay? So your side cover goes on like that. So that means this will go on just like that. Let me put a little grease inside of here. Now I'm just gonna set it in place. Give me 1 second here. Now I got a dead blow hammer. I just want to get it started lightly. Just lightly so it don't fall off. Okay. Now, be gentle. I feel bad. I don't know if there's a way to get you up close. We got to hit on the inner part, putting it in. I apologize there. But if you fast forwarded through the video, that was your own fault. Okay. Easy taps. Remember, you're not in a rush. It's going on. Check something. Ooh, we're nice and smooth. Keep our Home Depot bag in there. They appreciate it. But make sure it doesn't get stuck inside of this area here. Okay? I'm sure you know that, but double check. It's going on. Keep switching. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, whoop. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. I don't know. I made it up the 4 thing. Now we're getting close, and what I want to show you is we'd always need a pointer. You don't want to start hitting this right here. Don't hit the shaft that it's going on to. Only hit the bearing, so be careful. Even if you have to go down to a smaller punch, make sure you're using brass punches. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller punch. Actually switch to a smaller hammer too. So you're going to put it right there. See that? Oh. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing, but you're getting the idea. Okay, now I went to that smaller punch, and if you see, we bypassed this collar. You don't want to hit that collar. You just want to hit here, okay? See, I hit the inside once, or somebody else did at one point. I don't really believe it was me. You'll feel it seat. I think that's it. I don't think it's going to go any further. It is very, very smooth. And that's what we wanted. Where's my clean rag? Semi-clean rag, anyhow. There we go. Nice and smooth. Now, I hear a little noise, but it's actually the ball bearings turning. Once the 80-90 weight gets flushed through there, it'll wipe out grease out and everything will be good. This came out pretty nice. And like I said, not to be repetitive, but I like repeating myself because sometimes people don't focus just like me. You don't want to hit this at all, okay? Go to a smaller punch whenever you got to get into this part of it, okay? So that it goes like that. And I'll tap it a few more times for the heck of it, but I know it's seated the whole way. Something I'm going to go over with you. Whatever you do, do not leave that bearing inside of here and think that you're going to put the cover off and pound the whole assembly in. Brian even warned me, don't do that. He does transmissions. That's what he does. Do not leave that bearing on this housing and try to pound it on. You're going to break something and you're going to screw up a lot of parts. So she's in there nice and smooth. I'll show you the replacement cover I got since the Bowden tube holder broke. But she's nice and smooth. I'm happy with that. And it gave me a chance to grease it up and check the ball bearings on it while it was apart. Now, I bought these on Home Depot, and I'm not done talking about the transmission because I loaned my brass punches out years ago, and I have no idea who has them. So if you do, however, these are not cheap. So put them back in your case, curl them up, and put them away. What I did get on eBay, these aren't as easy to find now for the Swingaxle, is never throw paper on a light that is hot. I'll bring you up here. Is another side cover. You can see what I paid for it, $35. I forget the guy that I got it from on there. It's in very nice condition. Very, very nice. We're going to put a new O-ring on there, clean it all up. And what I did do, just in case, is I got a little premature and I bought this bracket. Yeah, I got it from Misty at the V-Dub store. Because if I couldn't find a side cover, I could put that bracket on instead. But I wanted to keep it original, so that's why I ordered what I did on eBay. But you can use, from what I understand, the IRS bracket for the Bowden tube to go through. So I did do that just in case. Okay, so that is the bearing installation. And the reason I showed it, because now I found out there's a 50-50 shot of when you pull that side cover, the bearing's coming with it. Ugh. Because if just one of you needed this video and you put the side cover on with the bearing still on the side cover, you were going to have pretty serious issues. I'm going to take this tranny outside, clean it all off, wire wheel it, and paint it. I wasn't going to, but I am. What I'm going to do is install the conversion kit, remove this arm, remove the shaft inside, the cross shaft. And we're going to go to the newer style throughout bearing 71 and up instead of the old style. So there's going to be another 3 parts to this video that will probably help a lot of people that have problems with their bearing coming off of the old style, which would be 70 and back. So I hope you all have a great day.